Welcome back to Trojan Sports Now. With basketball season in full swing, we decided to talk to one of the senior basketball players for the Trojans, and that's senior guard Jeff Mullahey. And Jeff, thanks for being here today, and right in the middle of the conference schedule.
Right.
So just talk about your season so far. Okay. Kind of what's your thoughts so far?
Well, I had really high expectations coming into the year. We had a good summer with our new coach, Coach Cunningham. We went to Spain, and we played some good basketball over there. But as the season started, we kind of started off slow. And I think after we lost a game or two, we kind of got down on ourselves maybe a little bit. And I think we're finally starting to rebound from that and get our confidence as a team back. So we opened up on the road at a couple big schools, at Ole Miss, right, at UAB. Came back from those after those two losses and played some good games at home, but we still struggled on the road a little bit. And these past two games, we finally got 2 road wins, which was big for us to finally get over that. But I still think my expectations for the season are still pretty high. I still feel like we can finish strong, get a good seed for the conference tournament, and hopefully win the conference tournament.
Well, just talk about kind of the transition from Coach Maestri now to Coach Cunningham. It's, you got to work with Coach Cunningham at the end of last season and into right now.
Mm-hmm.
Have y'all fully acclimated him yet?
I think we have. I caught on with him pretty quick. I've had some coaches really similar to him in the past, just very structured, very disciplined, really detail-oriented. So it was probably a little easier for me coming from a junior college and a high school where my coaches were kind of similar to him in that manner. But yeah, it's been great. Finally, like the rest of the team, just really getting used to how he coaches, and just like our offense is pretty structured, and maybe some of them weren't quite used to that in the past.
Right.
But I feel like we're definitely getting real comfortable with him, and just getting better every day.
And it kind of showed in Arkansas. It really showed out in the big game against Arkansas State. Tevin Calhoun was kind of the star, but you were kind of right behind him. You had a big game as well. Just talk about that game and how it must have felt to have that kind of offensive output.
Yeah, well, first of all, Tevin just had a special night. He came out and made his first couple shots, and you could just tell he got his confidence going, and right, the rim probably looked gigantic to him that night. He made a lot of big shots, and we needed him to. He played really well over in Spain this summer, and I think some of us have been maybe a little surprised that he hasn't been putting up bigger numbers. So when he finally did kind of break out, I don't think we were necessarily surprised. We were kind of like, all right, finally, man, this is great. We need this. But that was like a really awesome game. Arkansas State beat us in the tournament last year. I know some of my guys from the team last year who graduated. I wanted to win that game for them a lot, really, too. They have a good home crowd, so it was fun to win in an environment like that. And we put up a lot of points, which is always fun when you do that. Right. So it was a really, really fun game.
And then not only that win, but then you go to Little Rock on Saturday, get a big win there, too. So not only one road win, but then 2 in the Sun Belt is not easy to do, but, y'all were able to pull it off.
Yeah, that was a big win, winning both of them back-to-back. We had a lot of momentum coming from Arkansas State, and just like a little side note, we had like a little chip on our shoulder because I think some people didn't expect us to beat Arkansas State.
Right.
And I actually saw some comments where people said that, South Alabama's coming in after, so we played State on Thursday night, and South Alabama was playing on the Saturday night. And I saw a comment where they said, well, if they beat South Alabama's a better team than Troy, so that'll get them back on the right track. So we went into the Little Rock game thinking, Little Rock just beat South Alabama. So if we beat Little Rock, then that kind of just proves us even more.
Right.
So that was definitely extra motivation for us. And we just, we played loose, we played together, and we had fun, and we shot the ball pretty well, and it just was a good night. So
that was kind of some of that bulletin board material you hear about. Did the rest of the team see that as well?
Yeah, I talked about it with them on Friday before the Saturday game, and just kind of said, we still got a lot of respect to earn, so we definitely don't need to relax or take anybody lightly, especially on the road. So you got to play well to win on the road.
Well, now you return home this week with 2 big games against Louisiana schools, Louisiana Monroe on Thursday night and then Lafayette on Saturday. How big were those wins in Arkansas coming into this week?
They're very big. I think they really gave us some confidence, and you really have to expect to win if you want to win. And I think those 2 wins kind of just made us expect to win these next 2. And we want to just keep the streak going. We won 2 games in a row, and just keep building on that.
And what do you know about these Louisiana schools?
I know that Monroe has a couple new guys that they brought in this year who are pretty good, and then they have a couple returners from last year who I remember playing against and being like, these are pretty good players. They have some size inside, and I know they have some really athletic wings. They actually have, Coach Cunningham told me yesterday that they have one of the best offensive rebounders for a guard position in the conference. So he kind of challenged me with that, they told me try and out rebound them, you know.
Right. Well, and that's something you've been good at the past couple of games. You've had 9 in each of the last 2 games, which for a guard, I mean, you don't normally see, but that's pretty good. So I mean, that's kind of going to be a battle to watch for in the game.
Yeah, that'll be a little game inside the game. Hopefully I'll win it, but hopefully our team wins first of all. You know, that's what's most important. But I'm gonna try my best to get more offensive rebounds and not let him get any. So.
Now, just talk about how important it is to have the crowd at these home games. I mean, I know you love to have the fans behind you. Mississippi State game last year was just a great atmosphere for college basketball. How important is it to have that for every game?
It's so important. We played at some great home crowds on the road this year, and it adds so much excitement and energy to the building. And I know Troy has some great fans, so hopefully that they can come out on Thursday and support us, and hopefully we can keep the winning streak rolling. And if that happens, I think it'll be easier and people will want to come watch more.
And we're going to target the students specifically on this one. How important is it to have the students there in that student section, because that's right next to the opposing bench. I mean, having them there and kind of getting at the other team is pretty important.
It is. I think basketball might have, students might have the biggest impact in basketball more than any other sport, just because you're so close. Right. You can really hear people, and I know there's a lot of trash talking that goes on. Right. Sometimes you can get in the other team's head, but the students really do just add a lot of energy, and it makes it funner to play in. And you want to win when there's people there watching you. It just gives you a little more incentive to win.
So just talking about that, what's the best environment you've played in?
Let's see. I really think we played a tournament in Utah at Utah State, and I didn't really expect a big home crowd at Utah State just because I don't really know a whole lot about the school. But they had some crazy basketball fans. Just a big crowd. They were very energetic. They did a bunch of chants. Yeah. Had a bunch of traditions that they followed for each game. That was probably the best environment, I think.
And that's something that we need to try to bring here to Troy.
That would be great, yeah. That would be awesome.
Now, you've got a long way to go in the season, really just kind of at the halfway point right now, so a long conference slate to go and hopefully the conference tournament. What do y'all have to do the rest of the way to meet those expectations you were talking about?
You know, I think we're finally learning how to win as a team, and a lot of that comes with toughness and rebounding. Early in the year, we struggled a little bit rebounding, got out-rebounded a lot the first couple games. But if you check lately, we've actually been out-rebounding teams, which is a big point for us. Besides that, just playing together and playing loose, I think we finally got that monkey off our back where we were just stressing so hard to play well. I think we're finally relaxing and just playing, just to have fun and play for each other. So those are the big things we need to do.
All right, now let's look to kind of your career after basketball, or maybe your career with basketball still. You're a senior, as I said. You're majoring in math, though. Congrats on that. But what do you plan to do after you graduate?
Still a little bit up in the air. I've applied to some grad schools. NC State, my family lives in Raleigh, so it'd be cool to go to school there with them. If I don't go to grad school, I'm not really sure about a job yet. I'm not really positive where my math degree would take me, but I have looked at possibly doing something overseas with a Christian ministry, work like that for a year or so before maybe I would come back and go to grad school after that. That would be a cool thing to do, I think.
And when do you graduate?
This semester, this spring.
All right, well, congrats on that.
Thank you.
And we're going to end this interview with some fun questions for you. Start off with your favorite movie.
Favorite movie? I'm a big Dark Knight fan. I just feel like every time I watch it, something else sticks out to me from the movie, so that's my favorite one.
That's a good movie. No basketball movies?
Nah, I think The Dark Knight's a little better.
All right, your favorite food?
I like chicken Alfredo.
All right, now do you have some kind of pregame meal you have to eat or something?
We always eat as a team, so I don't have one specific food, but I'm kind of weird in the fact that I keep snacks in my locker, so at halftime you can find me munching on a honey bun or something. I just get hungry during games.
All right, what's your favorite music?
I like country music.
Country? Which
is very weird, I get, for a basketball player, but that's what I like.
Is there something you have to listen to? Do you have your own headphones on before the game to have your own music going?
Not as much as other guys. I kind of like just to hang out and talk to my teammates, but I'll listen to a little bit of music, maybe just to calm myself down if I feel a little nerves or anything, but nothing to really get me super pumped up. I like to just hang out.
All right. What's the last book you read?
Last book I read is called Don't Waste Your Life by John Piper.
All right. And I know you're busy with basketball and being a student athlete, but when you get away from the basketball court and out of the books, what do you like to do in your free time?
Free time, I like movies. I actually have a guitar I like to play.
Okay.
Just hanging out with my friends. I'm trying to enjoy my last semester of college, so I try to spend as much time as I can with the community I've made here. So.
All right, Jeff, well, thank you for joining us today, and good luck on the rest of the season, and hopefully we'll be talking about a conference championship at the end of the year.
All right, thank you. Sounds great.
All right, stay tuned for what's coming up in Troy Sports.